We in the house. We talking about ancient Arabia, land of Sheba and Kush. We need to talk about this, family. We're gonna get right on it. Is in all of alignment or what we talking about? Matter of fact, let me get on. We got it already in here. All we had to do is just click it on in. Let's get it in here. That's all we got to do is just click it on in. Boom. Here we go. So, understandably, we dealing with Sheba, which is ancient. Matter of fact, while I do that, let me get a map. Now, you had to create your own goddamn map. That's real talk. You had to make your shit, just like everybody else make their map. You got to make your own goddamn map. Cause these motherfuckers ain't gonna never tell the story like it need to be told. You see, they ain't gonna never tell the goddamn story like it need to be told. I had a nice map that I like, but I don't see it in there right now. But that's okay. I'm gonna use this regular map right here. It's pretty decent. Here to do the job. Let me see. Here to do the job. Sure will. Most definitely do the job. Yep. Gotta do it. So let me get that in here too. I guess you can only do one. Okay. At a time. And then I got the so you see here when you talk about let me see if I can blow this up because I need y'all to see this. There we go. So you see the southern make sure it's looking good. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, you see Saba, you see and this is really more more recent than the ancient text. You see all Oxum and Oxum is the last great Nile Valley civilization. You see, it's the last great Nile Valley civilization. But Sheba or Saba was right, not it was including modern day Ethiopia, even down into Sudan, even down into Sudan, because Oxum took over Nubia. I believe, I don't know how far down it went, but I know that Moreau came under I don't know if Merowe came under, but I know that area came under the rulership of Oxum. Okay, but even before Oxum, we talking about 4,000-5,000 BC. You see that the Africans were already over in Arabia. You see, they were already over there. So you got Saba. Now, even to that, you got the mythological city that they call the Atlantis of the Sand, that they call Iram, that was supposedly built by giants. Again, we dealing with the giants. Okay, we dealing with giants, even in that mythology. Now, Iram is something. It was out there in the Arabian desert. It was said to be built by these giants, and the pillars was, they were so tall. It looked like a city that was built for giants. But that's even more ancient lore. You got the Himyarites, okay, which is the Hammurites. You see what and all of this is supposedly the coming out of the southern area. What you see, Saba, deeper than wasn't no Mecca, wasn't no Medina. That shit just yesterday. Okay, that was just yesterday. And so, but let's get back in here. We'll tap back into that. We'll tap back into that. We're gonna matter of fact, I got the Abraham background in there. Let me get out of that one. Get the right one in there. I got the Abraham one in. Here we go. Let's get the right one in there. Okay, cool. Boom. Okay, cool. All right, let's get that one out of here. And let's get the let's take that one on out. Talking about ancient array. We're talking about Sheba, Daddy. Okay, let's get this genealogy back up in there. Okay. And so now we got the genealogy up in there. They talking right in exact. You see, that's why we could get on the Arabs. You see, you can use the goddamn Bible to get on the motherfucking Arabs too. You see, let me bring this down. Okay, yeah, let me bring it down. So when you see Ham, you see Kush, you see Sheba. Okay? And Kush is Ethiopia. Kush is Sudan. Okay? Let that be known. That's Sudan, not the Ethiopia. It includes today Ethiopia that we know, but the Ethiopia today is the modern Ethiopia. Okay? Meaning that they had another name, Abyssinia. They just changed their name to Ethiopia. Okay, it was Abyssinia. This is where you get Habashas and all of this from Abyssinia. Okay, so the ancient Ethiopia is the Sudan, which is Nubia. So when you see Kush, that's Nubia. So you talking about Sheba, Havilah, which is also connected with the Garden of Eden, right? You got Nimrod, and all the way at the bottom, you see Rama, son of Kush, gave birth to Sheba and Dedan, which are, they were the ones that were transporting goods. They were, the caravans between the great nations. They were the one that were merchants and, that again carrying the great exports and the linens and the jewels and the perfumes, the oils, the herbs. They was the ones that was carrying them by camel and things of that, and all type of cattle and things of that nature between the various cities. So long before the Arab was in there, Sheba and Dedan and what they call Rama. Now we know that these are mythological characters, but they speak to the truth. Okay, they speak to the truth. This is what was happening. These are all Kushite, even the Ishmaelites, and we're gonna talk about that with Abraham. Which was a Egyptian. He had an Egyptian son that nobody wants to talk about. That Abraham had an Egyptian son that nobody wants, who was his oldest son. You see, we know it's all esoterical, but once you break it down, goddamn, I mean, this is lethality. That's why they didn't took that motherfucker and throwed it away, because they know that you didn't went in there, or they think Some of them niggas don't know nothing. They go in there, they still think Nimrod a white man or some shit like that. And so again, so we talking about ancient Arabia. We talking about that this is also under Kushite rule, along with Mesopotamia. You see, along with Canaan, which later became the so-called Israelites. Do they got something at the bottom? Right here. You see right there where it says Philistine. Philistine migrated from Egypt. Did you see that? That's Goliath. That's the great giants. You see, that's right. Philistine migrated from Egypt northward to Canaan, keeping by the sea coast, from whom came the Philistines. Okay, and so you see, and they came out of the Caphtharine, or people of Caphtor. Okay, this name seems to be preserved in that of the old Egyptian city of Coptus. Okay, of Coptus, and then down here we see Nimrod was a mighty one in the earth. He was the founder of Babylon. Okay, he was the founder of Babylon. You see down here now, you talking about listen. You see right there, you see these two, Sheba and Dedan, the sons of Rama, must not be confused with Sheba and Dedan, sons of Abraham. So you see right there, they were naming themselves, and you know why? You know who those, and that's very profound, because you know Abraham's sons, Sheba and Dedan, came through Keturah, which was a Canaanite woman. You see, he had two wives. Well, they was wives, two wives. You had Hagar, who was an Egyptian woman, and then you had Keturah, who was a Canaanite woman, who had the Midianites, Midian. You see, where Moses went into Midian after he fled Egypt and married the Ethiopian woman that they call Zipporah. So the Midianites were also Ethiopians. Okay, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with it because it explains a whole lot of shit. It don't show no Caucasians nowhere in the area. That's a good book on that point. Expose the lies now. I ain't say keep the lies. Expose the lies, but this geographical, you see, information that's being put out right here in this area, we need that. Yes, indeed. Yeah. See, we need, because this coincides exactly with the African historians is saying. That's exactly what they saying. Not only did they all the way into the Hindu Kush, all the way into, you know, the Oceania and all of that. You see, even that far that it was also under the Kushite Empire, the global Kushite Empire. Now, if we read over here where it says the account declares, following the list of the descendants of Ham, that the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. Okay, they inhabited the land from Sidon, Sidonian, to Gerar, including Sodom and Gomorrah. These people dwelt in Canaan, Palestine, Mizraim, Egypt, and Kush, Babylon. You know, which they trying to throw a misdirection there. Kush is also Nubia, and they know that, and therefore came into contact with the Hebrew race. So they're trying to throw a misdirection right there. But I could clearly show you where Kush is in Africa. They know that with they lying ass. They know that. I could show you right here. And then we're gonna move on. You know, this is profound. And this is why we need to talk about this during the time of this so-called Anunnaki, because this is where the stories is coming from. Let me see if I can get you where it show let me show you because it's gonna talk about Taaka. See, right there it is right there where Moses, with Miriam and Numbers 12:1, Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Kushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Kushite woman. In other verses, they said that she was a Midianite. You see, she was from the land of Midian. Okay, and so the Midianites were sons of Abraham through Keturah. So nobody talks about that in the Bible that there were also Kushite Hebrews. You see what I'm saying? There were also Kushite Hebrews. Anybody that could trace their lineage through the patriarch that they call Ebers or Heber, his name was Heber, was a Hebrew. And because there were Kushites who also were children of Abraham, they would have been Hebrews too. So you had Kushite Hebrews. Okay, let that be known. Okay, they might not have been Israelites, but they were Hebrews. Okay, now and you always see the confederation between Egypt and Cush in the Bible. You're not gonna get that nowhere. It says Psalm 68:31, noble shall come from Egypt, Cush shall hasten to stretch out her hands to God. So when you speak of Egypt and Cush, they all almost always spoken of in the same breath. You see, they almost, and you see right there, then Israel came to Egypt, Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. So Egypt and Ham is synonymous. You see, Egypt and Ham are synonymous, interchangeable. So when you say the land of Ham, you also saying the land of Egypt. You see, and once you understand that point, when you look at Abram, his name was Abram, and then he named God supposedly added Ham to the name of Abram, Abraham. So that's esoterical. You see, that just lets you know that they knowledge came up out of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? The man is fictional. You ain't got to worry about that. But it's showing you through the esoterical codified language. You see what I'm saying? That the information in this book is nothing but watered down information that came up out of Egypt. Period. Period. That's all I want to say on that point. You see? And you see right there, Ezekiel 38:5, Persia and Kush, showing you the confederation. Persia is Iran, showing you that those were also Kushites. You see, they was in league with one another. Okay. Let me get down here. I was looking, and you see right there, it says Jeremiah 13:23, because Cush and Ethiopia is interchangeable. That's why can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Showing you that right there, that Cush and Ethiopia is interchangeable. You feel what I'm saying? So just understand that. So you see, once you understand it is not the ancient Ethiopia is Sudan. Okay. So now that just blow people's mind, because when you say Nimrod, just take Kush out and just put Sudan. That Nimrod was the son of Sudan. You see what I'm saying? That's gonna kick a whole lot harder, because a lot of people think that's the Ethiopia of today, and it's not. You see, that changed a whole lot of shit, because today, yeah, you look at them over there, and yes, it is a lot of intermixture in there. And so you get to think, oh, no, we talking about them ones that come up out of the Sudan that we see up on the malls, them Nubians. And along with the other variations, but we have to put that core stock in there, because that's going to move that diluted shit up out of there. You cannot leave the dilution in there, because that's how they jumping through them goddamn portals trying to steal our damn knowledge. But I ain't gonna let them do it. I'm gonna shut the goddamn door on their ass. Straight up. It is what it is. Shit, motherfucker can't change the truth. You just got to accept it for what it is. Okay, now, where was I? I was trying to get, showing that, Ta'aka. Let me see. That's the one I'm looking for, the Ta'aka. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Right there. See right here? This is another one. See what I said? Habakkuk. Or you see Habakkuk. Cool. And so that's 3:7. Chapter 3:7. And it says, I saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. So you see how they Cushan and Midian is interchangeable. You see, but Midian was the son of Abraham. You feel what I'm saying? So what these niggas out here talking about? They ain't these Hebrew Israelites are so fake and phony, man. You could, I mean, they don't want no smoke with me. I'll annihilate their ass. I'll annihilate their monkey ass. Talking about, they can't be brothers with Africans, and goddamn Abraham had African children in the book. He had many African children. And the crazy thing is that the Mennonite and the Ishmaelites was also interchangeable. And so that the Ishmael was supposed to be the motherfucker that founded the Kaaba and all this shit. You see? But that's a lie according to the Bible. He didn't go down there and build, but nevertheless, if you wanted to use that on them, they gonna say the Bible lying. That's what they're gonna tell you. The Bible is lying. We already did Kush fathered Nimrod. We see that. I'm trying to get to where they got Taraka. Right there. That's how you know. They try to shoot over the Mesopotamia, but right here, 2 Kings 19:9, and it said, now the king heard concerning, that's Taraka, king of Kush. You see, that right there, fuck it up, right there. Let you know they ain't talking about no goddamn Babylon. Kush is Nubia. Now the king heard concerning Tarhaka, king of Kush, behold, he has set out to fight against you. Okay, so I believe Tarhaka went up there and helped the Israelites because that, geographically, that would have been their brothers, and they would have had to support Canaan, no different than the United States would have to support Canada. You see, if a motherfucker attack Canada, good and goddamn well, they trying to get at the United States. So it was just mandatory that they would go up there and support the Canaanite. So just showing you all of this is Kushite. All of this is Kushite. You feel what I'm saying? All of this is Kushite. We can't get around it. So let me get back in here. Let me get back in here. We black in the house, family. That's right. Let me get family in there. You got any questions? Let me know. Let me see what family talking about out here. That's right. Man, them motherfuckers, yeah, they spell it. Yeah, they got old funny ass name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They got some old funny ass names and shit for they got some old funny ass names for different pharaohs and things of that goddamn nature. But you feel me? But we got them. Goddamn it, we got them. I mean, we going with no goddamn, we going with no goddamn scholars that have went on this level. You see what I'm saying? Going in, no. We talking about goddamn chapters and verse, goddamn it. We showing beyond any doubt that we are not only showing it, but connected on a global level. You see what I'm saying? With temples and tombs and goddamn nobody doing it like this. I don't give a goddamn who. We talking about physical reality, showing temples, tombs, statues, and things, and connecting it all on a global connection. God damn it, we got it popping over here. Believe that. You feel what I'm saying? This is General Sabra Sunseti. I want y'all to hit that goddamn Patreon, get over there, get that work. We coming back. We still got work. We got one. I think we got one more for tonight. I think we got one more for tonight. I want to come back and rock. And if it's another one after that, we're gonna do that one tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? We tightening their ass up. If y'all can run and get me some Hebrew, go get me 1 and 2 or 3 of them niggas. Go get the top nigga. Don't come with no little Hebrew. I want the top nigga. I want him. I want the one with all the Jews on his goddamn chest and shit. I want him to come in like he Aaron. I want the motherfucker to come in like he's Zadok or whatever the motherfucking priest is. Bring them all, goddamn it. I want you to go get Abraham. I want you to go get Isaac and Jacob. Get all 3 of them. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and get their ass over here. And I guarantee you, goddamn it, we'll put their ass in a straight jacket over in this motherfucker. This is General Cyrus who said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Get over there to Patreon. Make sure you like this video and share it with your family and friends. Black Power.